Hi everybody, WaxFraud here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be going over the best ways to add lighting to your Minecraft world. Now in Minecraft there are various ways to light your world to keep it safe from hostile mobs, especially in hardcore. And while trying to create an aesthetically pleasing atmosphere, here are going to be my favorite methods for lighting up the world. In the early game, a very easy way to start lighting up your pathways is to start using some lampposts. Now these can be crafted using any form of wall, any 3 fences. I typically use spruce trapdoors because they look the thickest, and then you can hang a lantern. This will typically provide pretty consistent lighting early game, because the materials are not hard to grab. You just need 2 tree types and 1 stone type. And this is a very versatile lighting option because you can interchange the different types of stone and all the different types of wood. Another early game favorite of mine are these jack-o'-lanterns here, especially with the sea pickle right on top. And if you aren't putting sea pickles on the jack-o'-lanterns, then you should start. It makes them look a lot better. Regular pumpkins are great for decoration too, but the jack-o'-lanterns provide a nice warm ambient light. And these are one of my favorite blocks for both lighting and decoration. I feel like they really just spruce up every area. Next is possibly my favorite. It's the combination of the end rod with the red mushroom block right on top. To me, this is probably the most aesthetically pleasing way to prevent any mobs from spawning. And these are just great because like the jack-o'-lanterns, they can bring a little bit of naturally generated light feeling to your world. We can also add these giant mushrooms right here like you would find on the Mushroom Island. You can find all these blocks in the Dark Oak Forest or in the Mushroom Island, but when you bring them back, you just need 8 glowstone or 8 shroom lights on the underside here. Finding a spot for these is always a little fun because they do take a little bit more space than the other lighting structures. Typically, I'll only go up about 6 blocks high with the mushroom stem, and then we will take out the middle glowstone so that we can use 8 on the outside. Then you are going to have to use 45 red mushroom blocks. You actually don't have to use mushroom blocks also. You can use variations of concrete. You can use actually any block. This may be big, but it is one of the most fun ways to light up the world. It's probably the largest structure of lighting that I have here for you. Next up, we're going to use the verdant frog lights and the flowering azalea leaves. These always add a nice touch, and by adding these you can have a little bit of environment preservation. Sometimes you find yourself landscaping and clearing everything out, but by adding more azalea leaves to the ground, it makes it seem a little bit more foresty. It also makes it feel like parts of the lush cave are being added above ground. Now, we could use the ochre frog light, the pearlescent frog light, even a glowstone or a shroom light, but I like the green the most. Next on the list, we're going to set up a cozy campfire. You'll put a campfire obviously in the middle, surrounded by some stairs. Any choice of wood for the chairs here, and you can use a different color of wood for the armrest. And when you're done, you have yourself a little bit of a place to cook some marshmallows and tell some stories. Some people prefer to use soul campfires instead of regular campfires, which is totally fine. Now these add blue flame, which means more color, which is absolutely fantastic. Another way to light the world using a campfire would also include using a bee nest, so we can actually put a campfire down 1 block into the ground, cover that up with an oak trap door, and put a bee nest right above it. Now we have the ability to grab our shears and grab any honeycomb blocks we want from these bees' nests without making the bees upset. Now you can go around and pick up enough honeycombs and mix that with some string, which you can then use to create candles to place around your world like so. Light it with a flint, and you got yourself a nice rustic style of lighting. Oops, meant to say you have to light the candle with the flint and steel. Candles are great mainly because they are easy to craft and they are actually dyeable, so you can make them any color you like. Right now I'm just going to go 3 red and 3 lime candles. With the dyes added in, it allows for a lot more color combination in your world. Now occasionally we will add soul lanterns to trees if we go up here like that. They don't provide too much light, but I like the ambiance that they bring. They're not so great for mob spawning prevention, but they do look good when they're hanging from tree branches. It also gives you a break from the regular color of the lanterns. Also, why can't we dye lanterns? Why can't we have a green lantern, a red lantern? What's going on? Now, this is going to be kind of a weird and out there one, but actually nether portals provide a weird and unique kind of lighting to your world. When you get up close to them, these things are glowing purple, and the particle effects are super cool as well. Sometimes hanging off the trees, we can have some chains hanging down. We'll put some end rods on the bottom, and it's nice because these actually have some particle effects that flow down from them. But again, if you're looking for a more natural look in your world, you can just hang the glowberries from your trees, use 1 bone meal on your glowberries, and you got some light. You could wait for them to naturally drop down and possibly produce some light, but I am a little impatient, so I like to use some bone meal. Using a combination of these is great as well. It makes every world look a little bit more unique. Now, something that emits a good amount of light is actually a beacon, and if you have a wither farm, then you can get yourself a lot of these and use them as decoration. It would be cool if you were able to hang these upside down, but unfortunately you can't, so they do make some good pathway lighting. You can get a little dangerous when making light in your world as well. We do have netherrack that you can make permanent fire on, and soul sand or soul soil that you can make the blue fire on. These do look nice when you put trapdoors around them. You can make them look a little bit official, but of course you do have the fire spread right here. So you kind of have to take these out and use them carefully. And in my hardcore world, on a giant rainbow mountain that I had made, a huge pathway was constructed, and I did use a lighting source that was a little dangerous, but it is to my understanding that the soul campfires right here, they do not actually have a fire spread. I also put them very high up in case that isn't true, so there's giant columns right here made out of quartz. Another fire spreading method of lighting your world up is actually just using a little bit of lava. This does prevent mob spawning, but it also does burn you and everything around it like this right here. So let's take that. You can actually use a method with a cauldron. I can put this right next to a tree and put the lava bucket right in there, and this will never burn down the tree. This one's a tad bit strange, but it is another source of lighting that you can put in your world. In order to prevent anything from jumping into the cauldron with the lava in it, just go ahead and put some iron trapdoors right on top. A much less dangerous form of light and a much more natural form of light is actually glow lichen, which you can put out of water and inside of water. It does look more natural to me when you put it in the ocean, though. You can place it on any wall or surface, and it does have the ability to grow with bone meal as long as there's a water source block here. Spamming the bone meal away, and nothing should spawn around here. Glow lichen is great because it adds a lot of texture to trees, and it doesn't use many resources. All you need is some bone meal, and it spreads away. Next, to add some brightness to your sea floor, I would add some sea pickles down here everywhere. It's also nice to have some glowing amethyst down here. I don't believe they emit any light, but the sea pickles, they definitely do. We have a nice frog light tunnel that goes all the way over here, but it's kind of dark, so let's place some sea pickles on the floor over here. Now these do vary. You can place 1 for a little bit of light, 2 for a little bit more, 3 for a little bit more, but 4 for the maximum. And honestly, I only place them in groups of 4 right here because it is much brighter. Like 3 is not really bright enough for me, but 4 is much brighter. Sea lanterns are great for lighting the sea floor as well, and they're also great for underwater tunnels. These aren't as easy to get as the sea pickles, but if you have a guardian farm, then you can get as many as you'd like. Honestly, I don't use these as much as I should. They look great. Another fun way to light up your world is by using redstone lamps. I actually have a piston hooked up here, which might be just the simplest way to turn them on. 1 flick right there, and there you go. I have this guy hooked up to the bottom of the hot air balloon, but there's definitely a lot of fun ways to use them. Now, there are plenty of shaders with an ore glow setting that allow you to basically make all ores glow on the wall of any cave. Now, shaders do typically make your lighting a little bit more warm and ambient. Now, some people don't like shaders, but some people do. I pretty much exclusively play in my hardcore world with shaders on because, I mean, look at these frog lights. These things are amazing. They look nice down in the caves. They also look nice in the overworld. Now, unless you're caving, torches are a no-no. That's what I would say, at least. Try to find other ways to light up your world other than using torches. And if you don't have the resources, torches are a great way of making the mobs not spawn. But as you progress in the game and you gather more materials, it is nice to have different types of lighting in the world. Of course, there are infinite ways of lighting your world with all different types of decoration. And I would love to hear what you guys use in your worlds too, so definitely leave a comment down below with any types of lighting decoration that you guys put in your world. I always love seeing your guys' comments and suggestions, so thank you if you guys put those down there. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for subscribing if you do. I really appreciate the support. Please leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Remember to do something nice for somebody. Take care of yourself and have a great rest of your day.